I'm going to video record this little demo for you here to kind of just give you a little tutorial on the H1, just help you with some recording options. Yesterday I emailed you and I presented two different options on how to use the H1 in an interview format. Now I have two H1s that I keep in my pack. I have a portable studio that I take with me that has multiple recording options, and my H1s are really the ultimate of portability. So I have one that I use on a stand. I'll kind of pivot around this stand so you can see. Because what I'll do then is I'll have one mic pointing at one person being interviewed, and the other mic being pointed at me. Um, what I'm doing is I'm making sure that the meter is registering. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn the camera and I'll record. Now you notice that on the one mic it's picking up a heck of a lot more input because now it's pointing at me while the other one is pointing away. So what you want to do if you're going to use this type of format is make sure that the meter is picking up. And I just crank mine all the way up to 10. I just turn the input all the way up because they're going to be a little ways away from the mic. Now the trick here is if you're in a really, really echoey place, if there's a lot of echo in the room, then you want to get closer to the microphone. You guys might put it on a table and lean in. Um, you may only want to be about 18 inches away from the microphone. If you're interviewing someone and they've got a really loud voice and you're not as loud as them, well, then you may want to have them a little further away from the mic. Just move it away from it. Have them sit in a comfortable position and move the mic until you get a meter level that's around the -6 mark. That's kind of the ideal um, input level at the -6. Now this one over here I use in my handheld format. I bought the little windscreen for it, and I use this one. I'll ask the person to answer a question, and then I'll put it back up to me, and I'll ask a question, and then I'll put it back to them, so I just use it as a microphone. Note that I'm watching the meter to make sure that it's not peaking. The big challenge is when you're talking in it too loud and it's starting to peak, that's when the volume is going to start to crackle and make it really difficult for me to edit. So this option, the trick to it is, you can't hear it as I'm moving around, but if you shift this in your hand, it's making all sorts of noise. This is just a plastic case, and it makes all kinds of noise. I mean, you can see there as I'm tapping, it's pegging out the meter. So what you want to do is you want to be able to just hold that thing very gently. Don't squeeze it because then the case cracks and so forth. You just want to hold it very gently and don't move it that much. So you let them answer the question, and then you pull it away from them, and you ask your question, and you go back and forth like that. Your interviews are short enough. You could use this format, and it really produces the best audio because you can adjust the input based upon the voicing. You can turn it down. We get a much higher quality audio. 9 times out of 10, that's the way that I use the H1. I use it like an interview mic. Hence the reason why I've got the foam ball on it all the time. You don't have to have the foam ball. That's an extra expense. There's a case that has a little handle that will screw into the mount in the back. Comes with the foam ball. I forget what else. Oh, I think this stand came with it as well. So there is an accessory kit out there for the H1. I haven't looked at them recently. These two H1s are well over 2 years old, um, so they might have new accessories out there. But that's kind of a little tip on how to use your H1s is in a podcast interview format. Give me a call if you have any questions. Cheers.